Hello, everyone. There are times in life when you feel like the entire world has turned its back on you. All your hopes and dreams are shattered, and it seems like nobody cares about you. But then suddenly, out of the blue, an unexpected person appears and offers you a helping hand. Today we'll be sharing a story that happened to a dog named Bella, who was abandoned by everyone until this man came along. The story will touch your heart, and we can assure you that after hearing it, you won't remain indifferent. The touching story of Bella, a German Shepherd, shows how important it is to never give up hope. A few years ago, a German Shepherd was brought to a shelter called Hope for Paws in Los Angeles. This dog had been wandering the streets for quite some time and was very dirty, hungry, and thirsty. She also had a serious health issue. Her condition was truly heartbreaking. When the shelter staff found her, she was already pregnant. They took Bella, who was around 4 years old at the time, for a checkup to the vet, who estimated that she was about a month away from giving birth. Unfortunately, Bella's tests revealed that she was in poor condition. In addition to being pregnant, she suffered from heartworms and severe ear infections. She couldn't hear well due to this illness, which made her more vulnerable on the streets. It seemed that fate had dealt a cruel hand to the dog, but this was only the beginning of her difficult story. Despite being in a shelter, Bella didn't find a new family for a long time. It's not uncommon for pregnant animals to be overlooked by potential adopters. People tend to worry that taking care of a mother and puppies would be too much of a responsibility. But fortunately, kind people from the shelter took care of Bella until she gave birth. And when her puppies were born, it became clear that her biggest challenge wasn't finding a home, but simply surviving. Soon after Bella's puppies were born, they all got sick with parvovirus, a dangerous viral disease that affects dogs. This contagious infection causes vomiting, diarrhea, and fever, and if left untreated, it can lead to death. One of Bella's puppies succumbed to the virus and passed away despite the shelter staff's efforts to save him. This was a devastating loss, but they continued to work tirelessly to save the rest. As the puppies grew older, their mother's condition improved. After receiving treatment, Bella was able to make a full recovery from heartworm disease, and her hearing returned to normal. By the time the puppies were 8 weeks old, it was time for them to find their forever homes. But as always, Bella remained at the shelter without a single person willing to adopt her. No one wanted to take this smart dog in because she was already an adult, unlike the adorable puppies. It seemed like no one wanted to adopt Bella. Was she destined to spend the rest of her life alone? Would she ever find a family that could give her the love and care she deserved? Days turned into weeks, and Bella's hopes of finding a home began to dwindle. Just when she felt like all was lost, a miracle happened. A man named John approached her cage. It's not clear what initially drew John to Bella, but something about this German Shepherd touched his heart. Maybe it was her sad eyes, or the fact that no one had adopted her. Whatever the reason, he decided to get to know her better. From that moment on, John visited Bella every day. He played with her, walked her, and most importantly, gave her the affection she had been lacking for so long. Finally, after all those lonely months, someone had come to see her. Bella was overjoyed. Could this be the start of a new chapter in her life? Time passed, and John's visits became more frequent. He couldn't help but fall in love with the dog. However, he knew that before adopting her, he needed to make sure he was ready for such a big responsibility. John had a busy life and couldn't risk getting a pet that wouldn't get the attention it deserved. He didn't want to make the same mistake as Bella's previous owners. After careful consideration, John realized that he was indeed ready to adopt Bella. He couldn't bear the thought of her returning to her old life filled with loneliness and uncertainty. Finally, the day arrived when John officially adopted Bella. The two of them left the shelter together, embarking on a new journey in their lives. At first, the transition wasn't easy. Bella needed time to adapt to her new surroundings. However, with John's patience and love, she slowly began to blossom. He took Bella to the vet, where she received all the necessary vaccinations and was microchipped. Additionally, John purchased food, toys, and a comfortable bed for his beloved pet. But there was still one crucial detail missing. John hadn't yet chosen a name for Bella. As the days went by, Bella showed her gratitude to John through her unconditional love and affection. She was always happy to see him and eager to please him. During walks, Bella would pull on her leash, eager to explore new places. She loved going to the park, where she would play with other dogs and socialize. John noticed that Bella had a gentle and calm nature, even around children. He was glad to have given her a second chance at happiness. However, he still hadn't settled on a name for her. That is, until one day, when he found the perfect one. One afternoon, while playing fetch with Bella in the park, John noticed how agile and fast she was. He had never seen a dog move so gracefully. That's when it hit him. He would call her Grace. It seemed like the perfect name for such a beautiful and elegant animal. From that moment on, Bella, or rather Grace, became an integral part of John's life. She accompanied him everywhere, whether it was for walks in the park, trips to the vet, or simply relaxing at home. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. After adopting Grace, John's life took on a new meaning. He was no longer just John. Now he was John, a proud owner of a loyal and loving dog. Grace filled his days with joy and laughter, making him forget all his worries and problems. Looking at Grace, one could unbelieve that just a year ago she was a stray dog without a home or a family. Now she was a dog full of joy, living in a house with a big yard where she could run and play. In addition to providing her with food, water, and shelter, John ensured that Grace received plenty of affection and attention. He knew that a dog needs more than just basic necessities. They need love and care to thrive. John often took Grace on walks in the park, where she could socialize with other dogs and humans. He was amazed by how friendly and outgoing she was, always wagging her tail and eager to make new friends. In addition to their daily walks, John made sure to spend quality time with Grace at home. They would play fetch, go on short hikes, and cuddle on the couch while watching movies. Grace was always eager to please her owner, and John was happy to shower her with affection and praise whenever she did something right. Over time, John and Grace's bond grew stronger. Grace became John's constant companion, and he knew he couldn't imagine his life without her. She was more than just a dog. She was a member of his family. Now, looking at John and Grace, it's hard to believe that not long ago they were both going through tough times. John had found the perfect dog to accompany him, and Grace had found the loving home she always deserved. Their story is a true example of how adopting a pet can change both the owner's and the animal's life for the better. Today, John and Grace continue to live happily together. John often posts pictures and videos of Grace on social media, sharing their daily adventures and the joy she brings to his life. It's a beautiful love story between a man and his dog that warms the hearts of everyone who knows them. Looking at their story, it's hard not to smile. Their happiness is contagious, and it reminds us of the importance of adopting pets and giving them the love they need to thrive. John and Grace's love story is an inspiration to us all. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to share it with your friends and family. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more heartwarming stories soon.